this one's just the first one today to get the first cab off the rank, and we'll get into it, and I'll hand over to Annette from Tocal, and yeah, we'll get started.
Yeah, hello everyone, welcome, and I hope you enjoy this. I'm very aware that I use Canvas every day and a lot of you don't, and so it might be months between times between you doing certain jobs, and so what we're trying to do is create some short help videos so that if you've forgotten how to do a task, then you've got a reference point to go back to have a look. From the home page, the icons down here, the first one on the left is trainer registration. So most trainers should have already been in here and uploaded their trainer registration, which is like a tailored CV. Their list of courses from Tocal College. Now, some people have done extra courses, so if you want a new list, I can provide that from this November onwards. A lot of people have still not uploaded their new TAE qualification. So if you haven't upgraded your TAE, you cannot teach any accredited training. So you have to either have the new TAE or you have to be compliant. And eventually everyone will need to move over to the new TAE. So if you click on that link, you can read about that, but we're not going to go there now. The one we wanted to focus on today is the trainer information form. I'm just going to click on that and it opens to a page with a bit of an explanation, and down the bottom we click on the link to open the form. Now previously I had a form where I was asking people to put the evidence that they've got of work that they've done to justify that they're current for their units of competency. But what's happened is very soon after all the BERTA materials were finished, the new PUA training package was released. And so that's an added difficulty we have to face right now. So that's a national decision. It's nothing to do with Tocal. Tocal has no control over that whatsoever. So every 5 or 6 years, the training packages are updated. And so ours happened to be updated and released in August. So what that means for us is trainers will have to move over to the new units of competency. And so what I've done is set up this form here, which will help you with a few things. The first thing is I've listed in the left-hand columns here 1A PUA COM 001C, and that's the unit of competency that a lot of trainers already have. The replacement unit is PUA COM 001 with no C, same name. In some cases, the course names have changed. So in filling out this form, it'll help me map you across to enable us to award you the new unit. So to do that, if you hold the current unit, you type yes in there. If you don't hold, no one holds the new unit, so that's no. But possible to RPL, yes. If you hold the PUA COM, we can RPL you. And so in this box here, you would write yourself a little story about your experience specifically related to communicating in the workplace. And it only needs to be 3 or 4 sentences. Recent experience of you communicating in the workplace. The next 2 units down, so 2A and 2B, when we started writing BERTA, the packaging rules for the training package said AHC BIO 301A. But we already knew that in the AHE package that had been superseded. So when we wrote BERTA, we wrote to AHC BER 301. We didn't write to the superseded unit. So a lot of trainers will already hold AHC BER 301. So you just write yes in there. And then over here in your experience box, you'll write a little bit about your experience in working effectively in an emergency animal disease or plant response. So it doesn't need to be long, it doesn't need to be detailed, it needs to be recent, and it needs to be specifically relevant to that unit of competency. So we've started at the top here with Certificate 3, and then if you work your way down, the Certificate 4 and Diploma units are all listed, one after the other, and you can go through, and we'll use that to transition you if we can. If you don't hold the last unit of competency before this change, then you'll need to RPO. So that's a different story altogether. This will tell us that, and then we can put an RPL process in place. And so if anyone's not sure, then we can explain that RPL process at another time. So hopefully that makes sense, but I want to use this form to do a few things, which is introduce you to what the new units of competency are, help you transition to the new units, and then approve you for the units that you can take.
And then what happens once they've filled out the form, Annette? Like, where do they put that form?
So if we go back, if we close that and go back to the page, then on the next page, it should be on that page, but maybe because I'm in trainer mode, I can't see the submit assignment. But if you're in there as a student, which all the trainers will be, then they'll have a submit assignment button up the top here. So,
right.
So we can't see that at the moment, but it is
yeah. So the trainers will definitely have a submit assignment button at the top.
Yes.
There.
So they'll be in here as students, because every trainer's in the BERTA trainer portal as a student,
right.
And so they'll be able to submit their assignment using that red submit assignment button that we normally use.
Great.
So upload it there, and you know, if they get more qualifications down the track, then they would just add to that form and resubmit it, put it up again. So make sure you keep it, save it on your computer, save it in your hard drive in a sensible place, and then if you get more units, then you add them and you resubmit it, and then I'll approve. So when I approve, if we go to marks and go to Hayley, you should be on here. If we go to Hayley and training information and approval for each unit. So once I've looked at your form, I will write a comment in here and I'll attach the file that says which units are approved and which are not approved.
Yeah, great.
And so that will go there, and you can download it from there anytime.
Yep.
Okay. So that's something new and something that everyone needs to work on. I'm going on leave in October, but if we get the new training package on scope by January, then and people want to start teaching the new units in February, March, then they'll have to have been transitioned across before they can teach the new unit.
Yeah, right. So they need to fill out this form basically before Christmas or just after Christmas, basically before they start training.
Yep. Well, it's going to take time. It'll take a bit of time once I've got the forms to then put in result sheets to student admin, and you know, a lot of people go on leave in January, so you know, anyone who can get it in December would be great, because then I can get those results processed hopefully before Christmas, and then you'll be ready to go. We can keep teaching the old units until May, and then after that we're not allowed to teach the old units anymore.
Okay. So
we've got a little bit of time. We don't know how long it'll take to get the new qualification on scope, so that will depend on a lot of things that are out of our control.
Yep.
Okay, so that's that form. I'm just going back to the home page now. So from the so that's all on the trainer registration. On the course administration, there's a lot of things in here that I don't think people have looked at in detail. And there's a little bit of a flow chart. And if you're becoming a trainer for the first time with BERTA, then you need to work through these pages by going next, 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 and have a work through.